Hey everyone, this is Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review. Back to reviewing season 3 of Oshi Co, episode 31. And gotta say, I would probably say this is the best episode I've seen as of yet of the whole series of Oshi Co. Three, yeah, three things that happened in this episode, but first of all, is dealing with the issue with Kana and the story with her and the director, right? I mean, they say like, "Oh, that's not a big deal. It's just only just a gossip story that's trying to get. It's not gonna be a big story, right? It was just a gossip, just trying to get, you know, trying to get like a. It's almost like a clickbait in a way, you know. And so, and because like Kana wasn't the issue because it's the director. Because since the director is a known name, Kana just got dragged into the mess though because hey, let's say that the director they say he's a playboy, right? So it's kind of wasn't the starring issue of the story. Is that she just got dragged into it, right? So it's not gonna be like a huge big thing with Kana. So it's the director that it was the issue. That's good. That's the top of the issue though. But it's not gonna be that huge though for people in the media to like almost like not care if Kana was in it though, right? Then the big twists. Actually, the two big twists in this episode is that Ruby was asking their production manager, about that issue with Kana, right? And how would we make that go away, right? Well, it's like said it says like if you have connections or you top it with a much better story, right? And then with Aqua, with Aqua, he at this episode, now there's no help. There's no help for this guy anymore. This guy is now completely gone. Now he is now. We always expect him to have a happy ending, right? If the former production manager that was with the who was partners with the other one in that company that we were in, right? If he had not told Aqua that, oh well, his dad is still alive, right? If he had not said that, Aqua probably would have gone to have a happier life though. But no. Now he's back on revenge now. Because now by the end his eyes have gone back to going black now. So there is like no happy ending for this guy now. This guy is now completely gone. He is now neck deep in back into revenge now. He's now back to being consumed by revenge. He tried to, if it wasn't for that guy saying, hey, if it wasn't for the former production manager, he would probably got a happy ending, but if it wasn't for that though. So now, but the one thing though, because he was talking to that one reporter who was taking the pictures of Kanna, and so he was saying what kind of dirt that he has, and we see this black aura around him, and the next like the next day or so, Ruby is walking in the city, and those big not billboards, but the big TV sets on the buildings, right? It just exposed her and Aqua as the kids of I, because hey, one of the things that make that story about go away about Kana is hey, what story can top it better, right? Well, he just because Ruby thought about telling it though, but Aqua beat her to it though. So Aqua, he's one who is now telling the whole is exposing is now exposing themselves now. That about the death of I, the famous idol that everyone loved, and she had secret children, right? Now it's out there. Now she exposed both of them. Now it's in that the new idol, Ruby, and actor Aqua. They're the twins of I. So now it's all public now. He exposed both of them, and Ruby's watching on the screen at the screen, and I think she was kind of shocked because, well, she was wearing one of those masks to cover her face, right, so she wouldn't be recognized in the public, right? But now it's out there. I think she was kind of shocked to see that that was revealed. And then the biggest thing with Akane, because she was gonna go find the father, right? And she was gonna bring flowers, which originally I thought she was gonna bring flowers to Aqua, right? Or to Ai's grave, either one. And then we see her walking on this bridge. I'm like, wait a minute, something's not right about this, right? She is carrying the flowers, and then there's this guy just running up to her, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like she was pushed. It looked like she was pushed and she's gonna fall down the stairs. And I'm like, oh no. No, 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 no. But then Aqua catches her. I was like, oh jeez. But it turns out it was just a random guy who was just jogging and he wasn't paying attention to where he was going, right? So yeah, so we thought, oh no, this guy is gonna kill her, right? No, it was just a random guy who was just taking a jog, and he was listening to his earbuds, and he just wasn't paying attention to where he was going. So, but then the big thing though, is that Akane rips open. She has this little plushy keychain, right? She rips it open, and it turns out it was a tracker. Because she was like, how did you know where I was? So that's when she rips it and she finds the tracker in her keychain. I'm like, wow. And I think I might have missed it when he did it, because he said it was like, when did you do this? And it's like sometime during I think maybe it was season 2. I think I might have missed it though, but I apologize for that though. But the upsetting thing for Akane is that she was like, you know what, I wouldn't have cared if you had put a tracker on me, or maybe a dozen of them, but the fact that he went behind her back to do it and didn't say anything to her, that's what's the most upsetting part. That's the most upsetting thing for her. That's why that's what makes her upset the most, is that he didn't tell her and he went behind her back doing it. If she wouldn't have cared if he would just went and told him, if she went and told her, right? And then inside the flowers, she had a knife inside the flowers. She was gonna do it. Literally, she was gonna do it herself because she had a concealed knife within the bouquet of flowers. And so I'm like, you know what? Now it's over now. Now, one thing I would say though, I think Aqua. Okay, yeah, I think Aqua, he does care, because the reason why he was doing it because he says, telling her to stay out of it, because he wants to do it himself, because he doesn't want no one else get involved in this, right? He doesn't want anyone else to bear this burden with him. So that's why he wants to do it himself. He doesn't want anyone else involved. Like, she doesn't want her doing it. He wants to do it himself. In a way, yeah, okay, he cares, but in a way, it's too late for him, because I think at this point he cares only nothing about himself now. Although he does care quite a bit, because he doesn't want anybody to get involved in getting hurt, right? But he's just so consumed now, and even Aqua's perspective, even not Aqua, but Akane's perspective is like, well, if I did this myself, then you would probably didn't have to do this, go through that pain of doing it yourself, and you would have a happier life, though, right? So that's why I wanted to do it. So in a sense, they're kind of both in the wrong in a way, and so, but Now, I think Akane does really like Aqua, or more specifically, does she love Aqua? I would say so, though. Maybe that's why she was doing it. She wanted to do this, and so, but now it's just too late for them now. I think they're now at this point they're by now broken up now after well, specifically Aqua doing it, breaking up, and so now we see him. He's back to being full revenge mode, and so this is I thought was easily the best one episode of the series, because there's been a many great episodes in this whole entire run of Oshoko, But this whole bit, this big twist, like him exposing himself and Ruby to the public of being the secret children of I, and then the twist, like first we thought it was Akane going to die, but it turns out it wasn't really him. It was just a random guy jogging, and that he put the tracker in her plushie keychain, and she had the knife in the book in the flowers. I mean, it's just now this is back. He's just now back to being on full revenge mode now. Like there's no going back for this. There's no going back for Aqua now. It's now full on kill him, and that's it. Like there's never this guy's never gonna find happy. Is never gonna have any happiness now. He's just gonna be. I'm like, so even if it does happen, what happens then, right? Even if you do it, what happens then? So, but this has been a fantastic episode. I loved it, and just of course I was a bit late, a few days late because I had stuff to do. Like I I try to get these done on the same day, but if something happens, I have to push it till I have time to do these things. So, but do what I can. But regardless, though, it just man, the plot twist just this is awesome, So, but anyway, that's my thoughts on the episode 31 of season 3 of Ocean Co. Definitely thumbs up, 10 out of 10 easily once again. So I feel like by this ending it's gonna be very messed up yeah, it probably the manga in the manga series probably is a downbeat ending, but you know what? I would say it is what it is, but if there's some hope there will be a happy ending, I'm hoping. But if it continues on like down this way, I'll be fine with it though. I mean, just like I'm like, not every ending has to be all sunshine and rainbows, So, but we'll see though. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time. Later.